Hello there, hi, it's Polly Brennan here from Adventures Coaching. I'm a mental fitness coach with a background in mental health. Well, let me tell you some things about myself. I am, I'd say, stubbornly optimistic. I'm an ambassador of having as much fun and adventure as you can in your short life. And when I'm not working, I'm a bit of a mischief maker. But when I'm working, I support people to think about having more, being more and doing more. Now recently I've been running lots of workshops and events where I've been speaking lots more about resilience and I wanted to talk to you today about that. I want to help you think a little bit about what to fit in your mental fitness kit bag. I work in mental health, I have done for many years, and so it's no surprise that my coaching business focuses on helping people to have mental fitness. What I've discovered is that it's become more palatable for people to talk about mental health. Mental health is on the tip of people's tongues these days, and I see that as a really, really good thing. It's a space for us to talk more about this very important topic, but just because we're talking about it doesn't mean it's a new concept. Mental health, mental illness has been around forever. And here's a spoiler alert. If you have a pulse, you have mental health, and so do I. It's my belief that being resilient is completely connected to being vulnerable. I think our vulnerability and being able to recognise when we're vulnerable is a really, really important part of how we can be more resilient, how we can recognise when we need support and when we need help, or when we need to take action and doing something about it. And I say that as a human being of the world and as a coach as well. So when I'm thinking about mental health, I think we talk about mental health, but sometimes we mean mental illness. And sometimes we mean mental well-being. So I'm just going to talk to you about the idea of a scale. And I guess on a scale of, say, 0 to 10, 0 being things being at the worst they could be, when perhaps you're less well, less able to cope, maybe not functioning very well. And then you imagine a scale of 10, where you're kicking the ass out of life and loving it and achieving what you want to do. And you're feeling healthy and well, and you're feeling it the cause of your life, not the effect of it. This is a 10. And we all have potential to slide up and down the scale depending upon lots of factors. I'll be doing another video about stress vulnerability and talking about your vulnerability bucket, or we'll call it your resilience bucket, so look out for that one. How we slide up and down the scale of well-being in our lives depends upon lots of things. It can depend upon you having strong foundations as a person, so having your feet firmly planted in, knowing who you are, being clear about where you fit in the world, your values, your rules for life, having a purpose and being on purpose, and really knowing where you belong and who's part of your team. So that's about building strong foundations. I also believe, as I said, that understanding your own stress vulnerability is a very important part of having good mental health, or what I would maybe call mental wealth. Because the more you know about the factors that really influence your ability to be robust and resilient, and your agility to deal with life's challenges, or to handle life when things aren't as in your control as you'd like, or perhaps when stress overspills, that is completely around stress vulnerability. And our ability to be healthy and well depends upon our ability to understand that. And thirdly, this concept of having a mental fitness kit bag. It's about having some resources and tools that work. Now the thing is here that when I run workshops, my mission is to help people realise that you already have strategies in your toolkit. So I'm not here as an expert to tell people what to do, because I realise that we all have strategies that we use already. So what's important to me is helping you realise and discover what you already do. And it can be what you do day to day that keeps you topped up and feeling great. It can be the small, simple things that you don't pay much attention to. It can be, the fact that reading a book really gives you time to recharge. It can be about the fact that having a walk lets you switch off. It can be about spending time with friends because they really understand you. Those everyday things really matter, but also we have other strategies that we use as well that help us build a kit bag. Now, I want to help you understand what you have in your kit bag, and I also want you to have more, because it's always possible to be glasses half full and top it up. And this can be about you as a person, you and your family, you and your business, you and your job, you and your life. It can be about anything. So this is about mental fitness kit bag.